Hi, this is Tudor. In this video I will explain how to build your own gaming PC from start to finish. The goal of building your own PC can ensure superior performance of the PC at a lower cost because of different brand on the market offering and different prices. You can choose what brand you prefer. Also, building your own PC can make the PC much more durable by using quality components. Beside that, you can upgrade the PC in the future because it's a standard parts, unlike the pre-built PC, using their own standard parts to force customer to replace the whole PC when it gets slow. These are the specs of this build. You can have a different build, depends on your budget. First of all, before touching anything, we need a personal protective equipment. An anti-static wrist strap. It will prevent the buildup of static electricity near sensitive electronics. Put one end at your wrist, the other side, and clip it on any metal part. For safety reason, always make sure you disconnect the power cable from the AC outlet and from the computer. And always press the power button few times after disconnected a computer from the AC power, to release the electric charge in the capacitor, so you will not short anything on the motherboard once you touch it. What you need, in this or any PC build, is number 2 Phillips screwdriver, a computer case, a motherboard, some RAM. In this build, I will use 2 stick of DDR4 RAM, a CPU, a CPU cooler, a power supply, a graphics card, storage device, such as hard drive or SSD. Before beginning building the PC, make sure check the parts, see if they are all in good shape, and don't forget to wear the anti-static wrist strap. First of all, put the microprocessor in the microprocessor socket. Make sure the golden triangle on the left bottom corner of the processor line up with the dot in the motherboard, then close the lever to secure the processor in the socket. After putting the processor, we need to put very small amount of thermal paste on the processor, size of a rice will be good. Then we need to install the processor cooler. Every cooler had different ways to install. Before installing, check the instruction of your cooler. In this case, just need to screw in 2 screws. Installing the RAM. You just need to line up the RAM with the RAM slot, and need to push it on both sides on the same time, and you will hear a click sound. That means the RAM is secure. Installing the I/O shield. You just need to push the shield at 4 corners. Putting the motherboard standoffs. Sometimes the case manufacturer already install some of the standoff. So read your computer case instruction and check the screw hole of the motherboard to decide where to put it. Put the motherboard into the case. Line up the I/O of the motherboard to the hole of the I/O shield. Also, line up the standoffs to the screw hole of the motherboard. Check the I/O if they align. Then screw in the motherboard, to secure the motherboard to the case. Line up the power supply with the screw hole on the case, then screw in the power supply. Plug in all the cable from the front I/O. You can find the diagram that show which cable connect to which spot in the instruction of the motherboard. Every motherboard has a different spot for the connector. Put in the storage device. Hard drive usually just slide into the hard drive spot. An SSD, some case had a spot for SSD, you just need to slide it in, but older case you will need an adapter to install a SSD. Plug in the power cable and SATA cable for both hard drive and SSD. And the other end of the SATA cable need to plug in the SATA port on the motherboard. Then plug in the processor power cable and the 24-pin power cable to the motherboard. Locate the PCIe slot, and remove expansion cover for the GPU. Put the GPU in. Line up the feet of the GPU with the slot. When you heard a click means the GPU is secure. Screw in, to secure the GPU. Plug in the power for the GPU. Usually the cable have a word GPU on the connector. After that, you can plug in the AC power to test it. If you saw a post screen mean your build is successful. If not, maybe you want to check if any connector is loose and try it again. Thank you for watching this tutorial. This is Tudor signing off.